Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 weekly reset video. My name is Story, and today is June the 30th, which means we're running up until July the 7th, because that's how things go around these parts. How y'all doing? Excellent. Right then, what have we got to do in Destiny 2 this week? Well, here we have the Tower map. Here it is in all of its glory. All of these blinking icons here and non-blinking icons represent vendors. If you're new to the game, welcome. You've chosen an absolutely awesome time to come join in all the fun. There's plenty of great stuff coming as well. So welcome, come on in, pull up a pew and pour yourselves a brew. Regard the tower map and all the vendors. The reason why we show the vendors, because vendors issue bounties, weekly challenges, quests, and all kinds of things that will result in rewards if you complete these things. So for example, having a look at our very own spare parts. This spare parts gentleman here, the gunsmith, weekly challenge, complete 8 of his bounties, and that will get you some powerful gear at tier 1. Gear comes in a variety of different tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, and pinnacle loot. Pinnacle being the highest of juiciest stuff that you can possibly get. Most loot that you find in the game will get you up to 1,000 power, and then anything past 1,000 up to 1,050 power will have to be powerful rewards. And then if you want to get above 1,050, you need pinnacle rewards to do so. So that's basically how that works. Anyway, you can pick up the weekly challenges just by picking up the bounties and doing them. We've also got Iron Banner back on the scene and some double or triple Valor going on the Crucible at the moment. So you're going to be able to get those rank ups very nicely. We've got the weekly bounties here from Shax, same kind of thing, 8 of his bounties for powerful gear at tier 1. Same with Zavala over at the tower. And then we've got, if you're a member of a clan, you can earn 5,000 XP for powerful gear tier 2. Isn't that amazing? And the same thing for the old shady drifter there with his little beard of love. And then, of course, we've got our new prismatic recaster device, where you can rank up, earn perks and mods, and cash in your umbral engrams and focus them into all kinds of beautiful stuff. So there's lots to do. That is the tower map. Anyway, we're going to start the day off by having a look over in the Destinations tab here. This is the direct screen. We'll have a look at the Vanguard playlist. There are 4 items on the menu. Daily heroic story missions are a way of replaying campaign missions. So that's for nostalgia. Nothing particularly juicy in there, apart from the random drops that you'd get anywhere else in the game world. Then we've got the Vanguard Strikes. This is the first port for your pinnacle loot. Complete 3 strikes using the same subclass element as the currently active elemental burn. 3 of those completed with those attributes will get you some pinnacle gear. You can check the elemental burn for the week, and that is Solar Singe, and that will change on the weekly reset this time next week. The daily modifiers are Grounded and Brawler, and those will rotate on a 24-hour basis with the daily reset. Then we've got the Ordeal Nightfall, the Big Bad Daddy-O. We have 2 weekly challenges here. One is to run through 3 times, and then you'll collect some powerful gear at tier 1. Then there is another weekly challenge here, 100,000 points, a team score above that or on the dot. 100,000 points will get you your pinnacle loot. The Ordeal Nightfall this week is, drumroll please, I think the API is doing some things. It is Strange Terrain, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the Ordeal Nightfall is this week. Strange Terrain. So if you're after the Braytech Osprey rocket launcher, that can potentially drop from there as well. Anyway, then we've got the normal Nightfall, the vanilla Nightfalls. There's 3 of these to choose from. This week we have a Garden World, the Inverted Spire, and the Corrupted. All 3 of these strikes have some specific loot that you can regrind the strike over and over for. The more you do it, the more your chances and odds increase with getting said specific loot. So the Inverted Spire has the Trichromatica Ghost Shell. The Corrupted will give you the Horror's Least Pulse Rifle, and a Garden World will get you the Universal Wave Function ship. I should probably grind this strike this week because I still haven't got that ship. Anyway, moving on. We are in the Gambit playlist, which contains stuff. For the Reckoning, for example, it's a 3-tier to choose from. PvE activity, fire team enabled, 1 to 4 players. I highly recommend the full 4 though, and this will get you various bits of loot from Season of the Drifter, if that's what you're after, and of course get you progress in the Reckoner title before it gets vaulted and disappears. Then we've got Gambit Vanilla. And then we've got Gambit Prime. So on either of these playlists, 3 matches complete will get you your pinnacle gear for the week. And if you want to play some private matches with members of your family, then have at it, because there's the option. Nicely. Now we'll go to Crucible. We've got 2 types of playlists to be aware of in here, because 2 types of playlists award 2 different reward types. We've got our rotator matches here from Mohem. I was going to say Muhem, if you like the cows. Muhem. There it is. 4 games completed in either Muhem or Breakthrough will get you some powerful gear at Tier 1. Iron Banner is also included in the rotator matches, and you can earn some pinnacle loot in Iron Banner by picking up bounties from Mr. Saladin. We'll go and have a look at him in a bit, okay? So we'll hold your horses. Then we've got our core playlist, which consists of Rumble, Control, Elimination, Survival, Survival Freelance, and Classic Mix. So 4 games completed in the core playlist will get you pinnacle loot nicely. There is also private matches if your nan fancies a 1v1. Nice. Right then, the flashpoint this week happeneth to be on Nethys. I'm deliberately saying that wrong for comical effect. Let's see how effective that is in life. Anyway, what is a flashpoint? Well, there are various public events and lost sectors. If you go and participate in these places at events, then that will bump up your progress. You can check your progress by having a look at failsafe here. Activities completed, move that bar to make the 0 100%, and you'll get some powerful gear at Tier 1. So there you go. Flashpoint is on Nessus. Over on Mars, we've got our Escalation Protocol event. If you're after certain Ikelos weapons for your collection, the weapon that's dropping from Escalation Protocol, here it is the sniper rifle this week. I just thought I'd let you know. And then, of course, over on the moon, we've got activities to do as well. Very similar to Escalation Protocol in Sorrow's Harbor, there is the Altars of Sorrow. That is also like a horde mode thing that will award you with set weapons at the end. There's 3 different boss types. One will award you a slug shotgun, the other a sniper rifle, and the other a rocket launcher. And those are a dead set. There's no RNG there. If you complete the phases, then you get the stuff. There is also the Pit of Heresy dungeon that will get you some pinnacle loot if you complete it as well. There is Nightmare Hunts, which come in a variety of different flavors. You'll get pinnacle loot by completing a Nightmare Hunt on Master difficulty. But warning, it is a 1080 power event, so it is on the spicy side. There's, of course, some vendors here as well, like if you're in the Altars of Sorrow grinding away, defeat 30 nightmares and you get powerful gear at Tier 1. And then there's Erismorn's Luna's Calling memory quest as well. That'll get you Tier 1 loot as well. If you're also chasing after pinnacles, you've got the Prophecy Dungeon, the new one. It's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. That'll get you some pinnacle loot. And there is a quest to follow with the Recaster as well. The Means to an End quest line. If you complete all of that, then you will get a pinnacle piece of loot. Isn't that nice? Ascendant Challenge on the Dreaming City this week is in a Chamber of Starlight, which is just there. So if you're after that and having some fun, run over to Petrovenge, who's right by the spawn point, which is convenient. Pick up your bounties, and away you go. Of course, the Shattered Throne doesn't award a pinnacle anymore. And then there's the Last Wish for legendary gear. You can actually get involved in the Garden of Salivation raid as well for your pinnacle loot, if you like that kind of thing. Anyway, that is pretty much a summary of the activities to do in Destiny 2 this week. Again, paying attention to our newcomers, our new friendly guardians here, we're just going to have a look at some of the bounty systems here. It's worth explaining these for you. Bounty vendors have a couple of different types. We've got the weekly bounties, the daily bounties, and additional bounties. Now, with the gunsmith, you will get particularly upgrade modules awarded for the weekly bounties. The daily bounties will award you mod components and enhancement cores, and the additional bounties will award you only glimmer and a bit of XP. Now, if we have a look at his material exchanges here, we've got 2 types of mods. We've got an armor mod and a weapon mod, and these rotate on the daily reset. So if you don't like these or you're not interested, wait 24 hours and they will change. You can also swap some stuff for some more stuff, and this stuff is quite important because it helps you upgrade your gear and masterwork your gear. We'll have a look at the Crucible bounty vendor. I'm going to start making this a habit because we're going to have a look at our Eververse store in a moment where you can get some cosmetic items. You don't have to spend your real money in this store. You can do bounties and collect bright dust. For example, Shax's weekly bounties here award 200 bright dust apiece, and the additional bounties will award 10 bright dust there. And the daily bounties, they don't award any bright dust, but they get you Crucible tokens and Valor rank points and XP. So we have there is also the Vanguard vendor here. His bounties have the same system. You can get bright dust and tokens, and the same with the Drifter as well. Bright dust and tokens, and well, not tokens, but bits and pieces of stuff and infamy. There you go. So that's the bounty explanation for you. I thought I'd make a habit of this. I should have done this long ago, but you know what? I'm a jelly-brained ding-dong. So I apologize in advance. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the video now by first having a look at Lord Saladin, see if there's anything different, and just explain the bounty situation for himself at the moment. We've got available bounties. I think there's 4 bounties per character per week. I think they cap out, but each bounty, once completed, will award pinnacle gear. There is also a quest line to follow, which will get you certain rewards, as well as shaders and the brand new spanking emblem. I think each step of the quest line will also award armor. So that's worth picking up. And then you can spend the tokens that you will earn from playing Iron Banner, and you get from bounties to get further Iron Banner gear as well. So there was a point in previous seasons where you could actually redo some of these pinnacle bounties for the week, but I'm not sure how they really work that out. So apologies, I can't give you a bit more of a rock solid nature on how that works, but I think it was supposed to be just 4 bounties per week per character. So there you go. But all of those award pinnacle loot, so maybe you can bump up your power level. So we'll wrap up the video now by having a look at our very favorite Eververse store. So this is where you would buy some silver, which is real money, and have cosmetic things. Now, in the weekly offerings, the featured section, we've got a sour taste emote. We're going to swipe those books off onto the floor, aren't we? Surely we do. No? Yes, we do. There we go. And then there is the Velocimancer. I quite like this ship. It's a bit crazy, and I think I might have to have that in my collection. The Canopus Shell, that's part of a set. If you scroll these over, you should see the different sets, or at some point it will show you a set anyway, where there is a sparrow, a ghost, and a ship of this in this kind of style. We've got the Fencing Salute emote as well. On guard. There you go. And then there is a tetrahedron projection for your ghost if you're interested in that kind of thing. And the Chila N is back. That was one of my favorites. We waited such a long time for this to be sold. I really like that ship. It is very nice indeed. And then there's some Bright Dust feature down here for sale. We've got some consumables. There is the Blood in the Water, Exotic Sparrow, the Yarn Graper, if that's Yarn Graper. It sounds like some kind of drink. Anyway, there it is. It's an ornament for the Jotun. And then there's the Dato capsule. That's easy to pronounce. I like that better. And then there's a Golden Age wine shader. Of course, we've got the seasonal cosmetics here. You can browse those at your leisure. There's quite a lot there. And anything that will disappear after the season ends can often end up in this archive. So you can browse this archive for stuff that you might like to purchase. And then there is the Bright Dust, the exclusive Bright Dust section. This is all available for Bright Dust, and it changes weekly. This week we have Grasping Thoughts, Fingertips on the Surface of My Mind. There you go, look, that's an exotic emote. We've got the Unsecured Outcry exotic ship. We have the Concentric Dawn Sparrow, which is very colourful, very dreaming city. We've got a Ding emote as well, if you fancy multiple dings. And then there is the Waiting Cask Shell. I know there is the Timeline Zero ornament for the World Line Zero exotic sword, as well as an Imperial Beast projection. We've got a collection of shaders and transmat effects there, and the consumable items. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up the weekly reset video from the 30th of June 2020 up until the 1st of July 2020. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic week playing stuff in Destiny 2. Look after yourselves, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, smoke us a kipper. We'll be back for breakfast.